Alright, what's going on guys? ErickMed here. In this video I'm going to be talking about what the heck are Anki cards, why they're so good, why they're amazing, and like how I use them to study for my classes and for the MCAT, and how like it's literally so good for memorization. Like it's something that I wish I knew back in my earlier years of college, because it would have saved me so much freaking time and oh my god, and stress, and my grades they definitely would have been better if I knew about Anki back then. And now I use Anki and it's a lifesaver, and I really like it. I really enjoy it. A lot of med students use it, a lot of like other students use it, other science majors, and it's literally really good. I cannot stress how good it is. So what is Anki? It's basically a software. I'm going to share my computer screen in a bit so you guys can get a better sense of like what is it and like how it works. But basically Anki is a program where you can make your own flashcards. You can organize your flashcards like in a deck for a class or an exam or whatever, and you go through these flashcards. And what Anki does is it uses spaced repetition. What the heck is spaced repetition? Well, like you'll go through a flashcard one day and you'll wait like 2 days before you see that flashcard again. Then after those 2 days, when you completed that flashcard, you wait like 3 days, and then 4 days, and then 5 days, and then a week, whatever. But basically it uses spaced repetition, because that's what spaced repetition is. And as you use like the spaced repetition, and as you go through it in Anki, like your memorization for whatever material you need, it will definitely like increase. Like it will definitely be better. It really helps with like memorizing so much stuff. And as a science major, as a pre-med major especially, like that's what I need. I need to memorize a lot of facts and a lot of information. As a science major, almost all my classes require like you to memorize a lot of stuff. So I'm gonna share my screen right now. Highly recommend Anki, guys. Stay tuned for it, because I wish I knew about Anki my earlier years of college, because it would have saved me so much time and so much stress. So let's jump right into it. All right, so now you guys are looking at my screen. So go ahead, just search up Anki in Google, and then go over here to this website. Click download, and then they have a bunch of versions for here. They have the older versions of Anki. I use an older version of Anki because my MacBook is pretty old. Just download whatever version is up to date with your Mac. Also, it's completely free. Just go ahead, download it. And then once you're done downloading it, go ahead and open up Anki. This is how it looks like, this like blue star thing. And now it gets opened up. So don't mind this deck here. This is an old biology deck that I made. Okay, so I'm going to show you how I organize, my flashcards for the semester, and the types of flashcards that I use, and the ones that are most effective in learning and studying. So this is Anki, whatever. So this is Anki. These are your decks here. So go ahead and click add. So we're going to be making our decks for the semester. So I'm going to go ahead and make the semester. Okay, so I click add. So after I clicked add, I'm in this screen right now, and I'm going to be making my deck for the semester. So I'm just going to be going ahead and adding a deck, as you can see here. So I'm going to write, click add, spring 2021, 2 semicolons to make a subdeck. So this is the deck, and this is the subdeck here. The subdeck is going to be biochemistry. Okay. So again, spring 2021 is the deck, and then the subdeck within that deck is biochemistry, because this is a class that I'm taking. So I went ahead and added that deck, and then I'm also taking neuroscience. So I'm going to add this deck in here. So go ahead, okay. I'm also taking, so I do this for each of my classes. I make a deck for each one of my classes that I'm taking. So I'm taking biochemistry, neuroscience, immunology. So I'm going to add this. And I'm taking Spanish as well, but I don't need to make a deck for Spanish because I'm Spanish. So it'll be pretty easy for me. So so here I have my deck. So I'm going to go back to it so you can see it, how it looks like. So go ahead, go to your decks, and you see spring 2021. And then the subdecks within it, biochemistry, immunology, and neuroscience. Now, some people, they like to make a subdeck within like a biochemistry subject and put like, oh, exam 1, exam 2, exam 3. But that's a lot. You don't have to do all that. So I'm going to be adding flashcards within each deck. And my semester didn't start yet, so I'm just going to take some like random facts. So I'm going to go to biochemistry here. And the 3 types of cards that are the most effective for learning and memorizing and all that stuff is the basic card. So the basic card is very good. Close is a very good type of card, and the image occlusion enhance. Now, in order to get all these different types of cards, then you have to like download an add-on, and you need a code for that. But I'll put the code to add the close type of card and the image occlusion enhanced type of card add-on. So I'll put the code to get those add-ons in the description below. But yeah, those are the only 3 types of cards that I really use is the basic, close, and image occlusion enhanced. And I'm going to show you like how each of them works right now. So this is a basic card. You have a front and you have a back. So for these types of cards, I'll put like straight facts that I have to memorize no matter what. So an example of this would be, where does the TCA, sorry I'm typing slow, I'm typing with like one hand. Where does the TCA cycle take place? And for those of you that don't know TCA cycle, it's the citric acid cycle, and this takes place in the matrix of the mitochondria. Okay, so this is basically like a straight basic card. It's very simple. So after you make your card here, remember the information on how you make your cards, like where you get the information from, should be relative to your class. So my class didn't start yet, so I'm just taking this information like out of my head. But you can take this information from your notes, the PowerPoints, what your professor gives you, handouts, textbook, all that stuff. All that stuff you want to put into Anki and make flashcards from that. So I'm going to show you an example of this card. I'm going to add it. So if I go, so I just went ahead and added it to the deck. So if I go to the decks, the one card added looks like this. So if I'm reviewing when I'm studying, I'm going to click study now. And this is how it looks like. I get a question. Where does the TCA cycle take place? And I have to think. I'm like, okay, TCA cycle takes place in the matrix of the mitochondria. Did I get that right? So I'm going to show the answer here. Boom, in the matrix of mitochondria. And at the end here, you have 3 buttons. You have again, good, and easy. And what Anki does is it utilizes spaced repetition. And that's literally proven. It's a literally proven way to memorize and to learn like facts and information. And it works really, really well. So if it's easy, then you hit, like 1 day here. And then the next time you'll see this card is in 1 day. So the next day, you go ahead to Anki, and then you have like this do here. It'll be like 1 do. And then you go ahead, you go through that card again. And then like if you get it, if you think it's right and if it's easy, then you click easy, and then it'll increase the time span, like the time interval from when you see that card again. That's basically spaced repetition, and it works really, really well. Another type of card I want to show you is the close, this type of card, the close one. And I think this card is very, very good because you can take like long passages or paragraphs or sentences from your notes, and then you could go ahead and make a close deletion on them. So like this is how it looks like. So let's say TCA cycle. I'm using TCA cycle as an example. So, okay, I'm going to use Wikipedia. Don't use Wikipedia. It's not a very reliable source. But let's say this is like my professor's notes, okay? I could take this straight from the PowerPoint, wherever. And what I can do is I can go ahead and let's say I can just copy this. So I can go ahead, edit, copy. And I can just paste this right here. And the text literally gets pasted word from word here. And what I can do is I can make close deletions, that's what it's called, wherever I want to learn something. So let's say I want to know what the heck the citric acid cycle consumes. I can just go ahead and make a close deletion here. So I'm going to hit a shortcut, Shift Command C, and in this brackets here is a close deletion. So when I go review this card, this will be hidden. It'll say the cycle consumes blank, reduces, and then NaH and all this stuff. And I can go ahead and make another close deletion. reduces NAD plus to NADH, releasing carbon dioxide. So I want to make a closed deletion right here. What the heck does a citric acid cycle release? So I can make a closed deletion here, and this is closed deletion number 2. And I can go ahead and add this card, and I'll add 2 cards. So when I'm reviewing, this is how it looks like. I'll go ahead to my deck, the 2 cards here that are ones I just made, biochemistry, and as you can see, like it has everything here, but it has a deletion on what I want to learn. So if I'm reviewing this card, I'm looking at it and I think, okay, the cycle consumes what? Reduces NADH, releasing carbon dioxide, blah, blah, blah. So I have to think, what the heck is in this deletion? The cycle consumes acetate in the form of acetyl-CoA. Let's see, is that right? Let me show the answer. Acetate in the form of acetyl-CoA. And water. Okay, I forgot the and water. So I'll hit again here because I got it wrong. And then a minute will pass and I see it again. And now I have the other card that I made here. The cycle consumes acetate in the form of acetyl-CoA and water and reduces NAD plus to NADH, releasing carbon dioxide. Okay, so I got that right. So I'll hit easy. And this is the card that I pressed 1 minute on. The cycle consumes acetate in the form of acetyl-CoA and water. Ooh, I got it right. Let's go. And then I'll say, congrats, you finished this deck. And then again, I'll see those cards tomorrow. And then when I get those right tomorrow, I'll see it in a larger time interval. And that's spaced repetition. So the last type of card I want to show you is this one, which is very, very effective, is image occlusion enhanced. So these are the 3 cards that I use: basic, the close, and image occlusion enhanced. And these are so effective in learning. And with this one, you can literally take a photo anywhere from your textbook, from the PowerPoint. You can screenshot notes. You can do almost anything. So I'll take like the TCA cycle, citric acid cycle, and I can take a Google image, but I recommend not taking Google images. If you can, take like images straight from your textbook or from your notes, just like copy and paste them or screenshot them. So like if this is a diagram from my notes, let's say this is in my textbook, I'll go ahead, I can screenshot it. So Shift Command 4, that's how you screenshot on a Mac. So I want to screenshot this. You can also like go ahead in your textbook, take a photo. What I used to do also as well is like go ahead, open my textbook, take my phone out, and take a picture of like a textbook pathway or diagram from my phone, send it to my computer, and then make an image occlusion enhanced card from it. So this is how an image occlusion enhanced card looks. So you click on this thing here, and the screenshot I just took is right here. It's 937. And you click on the square thing. It should be clicked already. And it'll cover. And whatever you want covered, like hidden, you could just go ahead and like cross it over it. So I want this hidden. I want to learn this enzyme. I want to learn this substrate. I want to learn this substrate, let's say. Usually I do like all of them. But for time purposes, I'll like do these. And I can click hide all guess one or hide one guess one. And I'll show you how these cards look like. So I'm going to click both so I can show you how they look like. The hide all guess one, you don't see anything. You see these empty squares and it'll ask you like, what is this square? The hide one guess one, it'll show these squares and then it'll be like, okay, what is this one square? Okay, so then I'm going to go ahead and show you guys the cards. So I go to my decks. I have 10 cards in biochemistry. And this is how it looks like. It'll if you click the hide one guess one. So if you click the hide one guess one, this is how it look like. It'll show you everything else and it'll be like, okay, what is this one? This is citrate. So this is fumarase, whatever. And then this is the other type of card, the hide all guess one, where they hides these and it's like, okay, what is this one? What is this red one? And this is fumarase, I believe. Yeah, fumarase. Okay. So those are the 3 types of cards that I make, and this is how I organize my decks. Again, the information that I put into these flashcards, I'll always put straight from my professor's notes or the textbook or whatever like the exam material will consist of. Again, I only have 3 classes that I really need to make decks for. I would recommend making a deck for every class, but I'm taking Spanish, so I don't really need to make a deck for that. Do the cards every day. You'll have cards due. Do them every day. It should not take that long. Like as you see here, 8 seconds per card. Usually during the semester when I have like 300, 400 cards, it won't take me that long every day. It'll take me like an hour
little over an hour tops. But I highly, highly recommend it, guys. I use it and it works really well. It's proven to work, spaced repetition. It's awesome. It's amazing. A lot of med students use it and they live by it because they have to remember so much stuff. And a lot of other science majors use it too. So highly, highly recommend this, guys. Like, share, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. And I'll see you guys in the next video.